All right, welcome back to episode 15 of Words with Wallner. And we have, of course, John Wallner and Jonathan Merrill from the law offices of Jonathan Merrill, also known as just, I found out today, just Merrill. Okay, so in the future, it's just Merrill. And eventually it's just going to be just Wallner. Okay, so we're all getting there. But let's talk about today, we're going to talk about technology. We're going to talk about TextLegal. And tell us how you two got involved with TextLegal, but more importantly, what is TextLegal?
Well, TextLegal is a legal marketing business that's centered on reaching clients through text messages via short codes. Everyone knows what a short code is. You might not know if you know what it is, but you've probably seen them a million times. Whenever you watch a commercial or listening on the radio, it's texting a word to a code, which is a 5 or 6 alphanumeric letters or numbers. So text info to 525 would be one, or text the word hurt to 22222. So any combination of that, whether they be numbers or letters, is basically the basis and backbone of our company. So we can have law firms or really any companies reaching their customers or client base through texting. We obviously all know about the onset of texting, that everyone texts. No one wants to pick up a phone and call. No one wants to email, and texting is where it's at. So that's really the backbone of our concept, and it's catching on.
70% of people right now communicate with each other through a mobile device. And their face is looking at Facebook and Instagram, and they're finding news on their iPhone. But what people love now to do is text each other. Instead of picking up the phone and talking to each other, they're constantly texting each other. And we see now in politics every day, text Biden to 77777 to donate $10, or you're getting coupons to your iPhone, to your mobile device from a number 99909, 15% off on your next purchase at TJ Maxx, 20% off on your next purchase at Marshall's. Download the code, but they're texting it to you through a 5 or 6 digit number. So what happened was, we always thought a call to action would be a phone number. Call us, 312-8-million. But then with what happened with texting, we now text-enabled all our phone calls. So we say, call or text us to 312-8-million. But what's even more powerful is that how do people reach their consumers? What is the best call to action to get any business to use you? It could be Botox. Get a free consultation on Botox. Text Botox to 22222. And so Jonathan and I was approached, do you want to buy a texting code? Didn't even know what a texting code is. He said, well, look on your phone. Do you have prescriptions? And sure enough, Walgreens says, your prescription is now ready. And they texted it to me. Confirm that you want to pick this up. And so someone came to me and they said, I own a short code injury. Not knowing anything about the business, this was many years ago. I said, I'll buy it. And then Jonathan and I were at a charity event, and I said, would you like to get into this business? It's expensive to buy these codes. You have to, and they're given by the government, the FCC. You have to maintain them every month, and they cost money to buy originally, right? So I said, well, if there's the word injury out there, what if there's the word lawyer out there? So I buy the injury word, and then there's lawyer. So Jonathan and we formed an idea to pool our money together to try this. Is the best call to action for attorneys to reach their clients. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could text Merrill to the 2s, or Merrill to the 5s, or Merrill to lawyer, Merrill to divorce, Merrill to this? Same thing with Wallner to injury, Wallner to lawyer, Wallner to legal. Or any lawyer in the country, text DUI to lawyer. For the best DUI law firm in all of Los Angeles, text us. Text DUI to lawyer. Text DUI to the 2s. Text DUI to the 5s. John was all in, and then we had to go find these words.
So we had to take over. We wanted to basically take over all of the top short codes that are related to the legal market, which is, limited because it could only be 5 or 6 letters or numbers. So we immediately thought injury, which John already had, then obviously legal, and then, of course, lawyer. So we wanted to make sure we could gather all of those codes, so we somehow were put in touch with the person who owned it, who ended up becoming a partner of ours.
For the word legal.
For legal and lawyer.
We went out and found lawyer.
Right.
Through a class
So
action law
we
firm.
now have essentially all of the short codes that are the best you can possibly have. We also have repeating numerics like 22222 or 55555. So once we got these numbers in kind of our bank, our data bank, we started forming the company, which we call TextLegal,
Done that.
and have a sales team behind us, which we're now marketing to law firms across the country, big and small. And, you know, we're obviously providing them with a new way to access their clients, a new way to market themselves to their clients, and obviously what we believe is an easier way for their clients, potential clients, to reach them by a simple short code that's easy to remember as opposed to remembering a domain or a phone number.
Right. So what we love is, what is the best way for consumer to find you? Is it Merrill Law? Is that your website, merrilllaw.com?
Merrill Family Law.
MerrillFamilyLaw.com. But can you, what is the best call of action these days with 70% of all consumers in their mobile devices? How awesome would it be for a lawyer in Green Bay, Wisconsin, who says, I'm the best DUI lawyer in Green Bay, to text the firm's name, Jones to the 2s or Jones to the 5s? That's an easy call to action. In Green Bay, Wisconsin, San Antonio, Texas, Los Angeles, Jacksonville, Florida, you can buy or rent our codes regionally or nationally. Also, you know, the casinos, you know, Hard Rock Casino, text rock to the 2s, and then the consumer gets back slot specials for the day or free VIP parking that day. Click here for room rates. So we have taken this from the legal industry. John and I went to the biggest national conventions, meeting the top lawyers in the country who are looking for a better call to action. And now we're into national chiropractors, insurance companies, casinos. So we've really built our company from textlegal.net to text brands.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's exciting, and we're on the cutting edge. And
It's not just legal. I mean, that's
Right.
the reality.
No.
it's a
for
call
any
to action of
industry.
how to get business.
Any industry.
And you could text, and now you're texting with the consumer. You first can send them a pre-set back message, like look at our website or get $25 off on a bicycle. We'll give you free movie tickets. Think of us. What a great way to market your firm, to make you millions and millions of dollars you never had before, revenue your firm has never experienced with this
And-
great company we've built.
Yeah, and clients are just more responsive. I think we know just from our own professions, being attorneys, like if I send an email to a client, I may get an answer, you know, a few hours later, but if I need a quick answer, I text a question to my client, they're responding within minutes.
Your email box, everyone here in the studio and you yourself, your email box is flooded with ads asking you to do things. It's just flooded. You're so frustrated that now you only look at emails from the people you know, and we're inundated with emails. But how about the consumer now? We say to the law firm or the brand or Lori Shoes in Chicago, text shoes to the 2s. The consumer is himself or herself is texting you. We're not flooding you with advertising. We're not inundating your text message boxes or your email boxes. They are interacting first. We give them the first choice, and then we communicate back to them and say, stop. We don't want any more text messages. We're done with you. We respect you. We want you come to us. We'll throw the message out there, but you come to us. It's amazing. We went from a small firm down in Fairfax, Virginia, John and I, to now we're representing huge firms in different areas. We built up to these small players in St. Louis or Green Bay or Fairfax, New Jersey, to now we're representing big national people. It's gaining traction.
Well, a large part of it is getting people to know that this is something that's available. It's educating people that this is a medium for connecting with your audience. And lawyers are kind of stubborn. You know, first it was phone numbers, and it was vanity phone numbers, and it's getting a domain and commercials. You know, people are kind of set in their ways, but once the industry starts to see competitors doing something, they think, wow, well, I need a short code now. So
Yeah.
how do I get one?
It's kind of like QR codes too. I mean, eventually it had some, there's an adaptation level there. It took a little bit of time, and I think with short codes, it's coming, and people are understanding that they don't have to get into a conversation with anybody. They can do it simply on their
Right.
phone and just get, and we're
Right.
used to having text conversations.
I think COVID also, you have you're talking about QR codes, you're talking about your menu, you got to scan for a QR code.
Right.
You park, you got to scan this code in, and I agree, the consumers are, but we're talking about getting business in right now. We're in the law has become a business. Medicine has become a business. X-rays, dental, chiropractic, everything is now a business. You're competing against people online. How about just communicate with text? You're in your phone all day. It's so much easier to compete, to stand out from your competitors. We're so easy to reach. It's so easy to call. Text Merrill to the twos, text Win to the twos, text Divorce to the twos. And Jonathan Merrill himself is going to text you back. Ask him any question.
Yeah.
Right.
That's pretty cool. So you guys are embracing technology. One of the big topics today is AI, artificial intelligence, and it's really, there isn't a place that it's not affecting today, and especially as we get into the law field. And since you both run law firms, how do you see AI in your law firm, or where is it going to go? It's got to obviously make its move into law if it hasn't already.
I think it's terrifying and exciting altogether.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played around with like Chat GPT, and I know now there's like a race to get the best AI company, and I'm sure, smart minds are thinking like, all right, how do we use this in every separate industry, of course, including the law. And there's definitely a place for it, whether it be drafting agreements or getting some sort of template in place or doing clerical tasks or doing things that, you don't have to necessarily pay someone from a profitability standpoint. I think by using a machine versus a person is something that any business owner is going to look to, that's going to impact their bottom line. Of course, you don't want to put people out of business, out of a job, but that's just the reality with technology in any sector. But at the same time, while it's certainly there to do things that, a person could do, there are certain things that I think it can't replace. Talking face to face with an attorney, having that human to human contact, being in front of a judge, communicating to another attorney, talking in front of a jury. I mean, I don't know how, again, maybe I'm seeing too narrowly, but I don't see how we're ever going to have robots in a courtroom talking in front of a judge who might be a robot too, and maybe the decisions are made that way, or you don't even need anything because they just know how it's going to turn out. That I don't see our the history of our legal system becoming that unraveled because, again, the human-to-human contact, assessing someone's, credibility, that's all a central part of the law that I don't see how AI can replace.
It's such
Maybe it can.
Well, I think
don't know.
AI is going to go
Can I say-
into more even like trackability. So, for instance, I know you both need it and use it. So you subpoena records of people's cell phones. You use it for cameras, right, around when you can actually see the accident. And that's one of the best ways that you can prove your case that somebody was neglectful in a particular case when they see it, when you see it on video, right? So, I think that this is all kind of coming together, and it's going to be able to provide that. But talk about how the technology, how you use it now.
Well,
anyway.
first, I want to talk a little bit about ChatGPT. I went to a conference in Atlanta on how to use it in your law firm, and obviously, with the right prompt into their talking about what do they want you to say a prompt, you can write an entire website within 15 minutes. You could create a whole speech that you're going to give to a group of people in seconds. So what does it do? It's going to first, unfortunately, you're going to be able to eliminate employees because all writing now, all you have to do is give a prompt to this software program and they will write out how about for a business meeting? They will give you everything you want to do for what you're going to talk about that day. How you're going to get a point across, because it can go bullet points, it can go in tables. They could arrange your speech to other people or your written communication with other people in seconds. It's fascinating. Went to a whole conference on it. And today, as you know what's going on in front of Congress, today is, I think, May 16th. And what's going on in Congress today is the dangers of GTP, and the senators and the congressmen are asking, what is the future of artificial intelligence that will harm or hurt the world? Could we set off a world war through the computers becoming so human?
Well, I think they told, like, there was an agreement between the top programmers to slow down because it's getting too intense. And what's even crazy to think about is, like, they have to, like, program into these devices and, like, these robots that there can't be any violence. Because if you tell one of them to, like, create the ability to go to war with this computer and using, like, weapons, like,
Create a
it'll
nuclear
actually,
bomb for
God
me.
knows what they will do.
Yeah.
Right.
So it
that's
is
crazy.
It is fascinating that you could eliminate an employee right now by using the ChatGPT to write your motions, write a complaint at law, and they've learned from millions of users how to do it correctly. The more the software learns from other people, the sharper it gets and the better it gets. It is fascinating, and it is going to eliminate, the cost of, in human resources, 401k insurance. You won't have to have a lot of people working when you could have this AI software doing all this work for you in literally seconds. Write a motion, respond to a motion for summary judgment, write a closing argument to the jury.
Yeah, what about, like, pick me the best stocks to invest my money in?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you're probably going to trust a super computer robot over, Joe Schmo off the street.
Just in your own firm, write me the best copyright for a TV commercial. It could do it literally in a second. It could take away all these creative people and let the software do it for you. It's scary, but I do see it's a future, especially in my kids' homework. They're now doing their homework in seconds because they're saying there could be a question. Cyrano de Bergerac, tell me the impetus for X, Y, and Z in this play. And ChatGPT can write their papers. I see it going on in high school right now with my nephew. In seconds, his homework's done.
Yeah.
No input from himself. So I don't know where it's going in the educational system, the professional system, how the kids are now. How do you make kids go to class when they could do it? It could be done for you in
It is amazing.
microseconds.
I said, get me on the best legal podcast, and all of a sudden, I just sat down and I was here. So it's pretty cool.
That's great. So tell me a little bit more about technology in your office. Are you using any tools that are helping your clients so that it makes it easier for them? Like any portals or anything like that, or how's it?
We made a switch
benefit?
recently to like a client management software called Smokeball. I mean, there's a lot of them out there. Clio and John, I know, uses a bunch of, but it's really been great because one, it's very easy to access anything remotely, whether you're at home, whether you're on your cell phone. It's great for billing because you could bill your time on your cell phone or from wherever you want. You could access any document, but it's also good for the clients too. It's easy to, like, get their signatures on documents and, using like a digital signature, and it's all integrated into the platform. So that was something, like, we were very slow to adapt to until, like, several years ago. But once we made the switch and we're starting to learn more and more what it can do. And also, as a business owner, it shows a lot of analytics with regard to how much each case costs, the profitability of each case, the profitability of each employee based on their billables. So there's a lot that it can do. And having a platform like that available is great for everybody.
The greatest thing from the COVID is Zoom. Now you can go to court on Zoom. You don't have to go from Waukegan 40 miles away to the circuit court of Cook County to appear in front of a judge. Now you can, just the cost, the time, the travel. Now you can appear from your
So,
desk.
how much of that are you guys doing now? Still in the Zoom courtroom?
Well, it's coming back. I think Cook County is probably the most Zoom heavy of all. But
Yeah.
for example, I mean, it's 2 years ago, Will County Court was open. DuPage, they're a little more of a hybrid, but a county like Will County, you are in court no matter what.
I do love Zoom. With my own clients, we do FaceTime or Zoom, and it's great. We no longer have to have them come down to the office, pay for parking. They're just right in their own house. We're communicating with them. DocuSign, as John was saying, getting signatures on documents. In the law, the client has to sign 1 million documents. Now we just DocuSign it. And how about their money? the money comes in. You know, you have to sign releases and closing statements. Now you just DocuSign it. They're getting their money 2 weeks earlier than they've ever gotten it before. Our software system, any client and any employee can access our client database through their cell phone. It's a cloud-based server. It's a web page. We log in with the username and password. Client calls. Tell me what's going on with my case. Even if you don't know who it is, we see the last note on their case, the last action that took place in court, like within seconds, and the clients love it.
Yeah, it's great.
And of course, every email and text message to our clients, I'll go right into their own digital file, and we could say, no, we texted you this yesterday, and it goes right into their file. I think it's awesome. These software systems available to us now is helping us make money and the clients make more money because it's instant communication in the easiest way possible.
Let's do kind of a last word here. I want to know, like, just one last thing on Words with Wallner. What would you say about either technology or TextLegal? Why should somebody use TextLegal? And same thing for you, Jonathan, but we'll let John go first.
I am so pumped up and I'm so excited that we are giving law firm owners and other business owners the ability to make more money than they've ever made before through the use of our company, TextLegal.net. What is the best way to reach a client? Text DUI to 22222. This lawyer that we have in Los Angeles has honestly made $1 million more than he's ever made in his life through the texting code that we own, that we created a marketing plan for. And we're excited about what the call to action is for any business through our company, TextLegal or Text Brands.
That's cool.
John, what's your feeling?
No, I agree. This is the new frontier in legal marketing. If you're not texting, you have no idea what's going on. Your clients want to text. They don't want to call you. They're probably scared of lawyers. This way, they can reach you by texting. And it's an easy to remember, easy thing. Joe Schmo sitting on his couch could be texting you, talking to his lawyer via text instead of getting worried about picking up a phone or calling or going on a website and sending an email. It works. I can tell you personally.
Tell them how that reached you by text.
Text divorce to 22222. Trust me, if you're a law firm owner, you're missing out if you don't have it.
You want to win with Wallner? Text WIN to 22222.
All right. Well, you guys know it well, and you guys have done a great job of getting that TextLegal up and running, and it's been a real benefit for a lot of companies to be able to take advantage of that. So thank you for sharing that, and thank you for sharing more about technology and the law firm. But that wraps it up for
No more
us.
restaurants, no more questions, no more hot spots to go to. No. Can John get some questions? It's off the wall. It's here.
All right. What about your best? Because I'm curious about this. What about the best tacos in Chicago? Is it just a taco stand, or do you like a restaurant in particular?
I like a place that's actually in Highwood called Tacos El Norte. They have actually locations all over, but Tacos El Norte is great.
I'm a diehard to La Pasadita on Ashland near Division. I think it's just the meat, the flavor, no add-ons, simple, great, tasty. La Pasadita, and it's open till 4 a.m. if you guys want to go out and get crazy.
How about best Italian beef? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, all right.
I'm a Mr. Beef guy. I'm not an Al's guy. I am not a Portillo's. I like Mr.
it
Beef.
wet. You like it dry.
Wet.
All right, that is Chicago for sure.
Johnny's beef, and I think it's Elmwood Park.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. My daughter even likes it.
Can John get some questions off the wall? Can I hear this?
What else?
Come on, give him something.
Jardinara. Do you like jardinara on it?
All right. Jardinara dipped, wet as could be.
Yeah, that's good. All right.
So good.
I'm combined sweet and hot.
Really?
Yeah.
And Jonathan, what do you do in your free time?
Play golf with this knucklehead.
Yeah.
I say I spend time with my kids, but they're too busy for me. They're teenagers, and they're in their own worlds. Yeah, they're in their own worlds. But golf, travel. I like watching golf, going to sporting events.
Yeah.
Although Chicago sports is pretty bad right now, but
It really is. I don't know what's happened to the White Sox.
Summertime in Chicago is the best. The White Sox are horrible, unwatchable.
I thought they were going to be good this year. All right, well, we're wrapping it up. You guys are great Chicagoans, and that's also just a really cool thing about you guys. And we do really appreciate you coming into the studio here and spending some time with us and to be on Words with Wallner. So that does wrap us up. And To the audience, thank you. I hope you learned some things, and we appreciate it, and we'll see you next time.